Matchbox Models is a British company and an offshoot of the famous Matchbox toy car brand, which itself was started in 1953 by Lesney Product. Matchbox Toys decided to start their own plastic model division in the UK around 1972. In their first year, they introduced 16 kits, all of which were 1/72nd scale model aircraft. This put them in direct competition with British kit maker Airfix, as well as Heller of France. In each of the following years, for the rest of the 1970s, Matchbox issued between 6 and 24 kits annually. 116 kits in total, 77 aircraft, 30 vehicles, and 9 ships. All the aircraft but 5 were in 1/72nd scale, Matchbox's preferred size, but they did also make 5 World War II aircraft in 1/32nd scale. Matchbox could start off so aggressively because it was well funded and had the administrative and distribution backing of an established toy company. In 1978, they purchased American kit maker AMT, and this would last until 1983. They moved the AMT factory from Michigan to Baltimore, Maryland on the American Atlantic coast. The AMT kits were still made in America and boxed as AMT kits, but with the Matchbox logo on the box as well. Matchbox also did 4 1/12 scale motorcycles in addition to 1/76 and 1/32nd scale figures, but all of their own armor kits were 1/76 scale and came with diorama bases. This was an interesting little detail that set them apart from their competition. The 3 armor kits they did in 1/35 scale were actually reboxed Italeri kits. Their 6 science fiction kits, all Star Trek, were from AMT, as were their 1/16, 1/25, and 1/43 scale kits. There were a few 1/24 scale model car kits whose pedigree I have not actually been able to pin down. They could have been Matchbox originals. Their 1/144 scale kits were reboxed from Revell. There were also 18 model ships of their own making that were in 1/700 scale. The actual Matchbox made kits had plastic sprues that came in 2 or 3 colors in a single kit, which was fairly uncommon at the time. I don't know what the rationale was. It may have been to make them stand apart from their monochromatic competition. One thing's for certain, it meant the kit needed to be painted to look right. The Matchbox kits were well made with modern tooling and techniques and generally had a very good fit. They were actually quite popular with a lot of builders. But each company has its critics, and many of the more serious modelers often claimed that the kits were poorly detailed, often using such descriptions as rough or even toy-like. Since the company failed to satisfy these serious modelers, they had trouble establishing themselves in the market. However, some of their kits were well known and well respected, and were the only ones of their type, such as the popular 1/72nd scale Flower Class Corvette. Now, I've tried to piece together what happened with Matchbox Models as a plastic kit model maker, but it is interrelated with the Matchbox company, even though the kit model division was spun off. Some of this has to do with licensing of the Matchbox name. Here's what I've been able to piece together. In 1982, Lesney Product was in serious financial trouble and went into receivership. It sold off components of its empire, with the bulk going to Universal Toys. I believe it was Universal Toys that sold the AMT division to Ertl in 1983, thus ending their American manufacturing. This Matchbox Models soon lost access to the AMT line and was once again a standalone company. The box art was changed to reflect this. The Matchbox toy car production was moved to China in the mid-1980s, but I'm not sure if the kit models were. I suspect they were because Universal Toys gave Shanghai Universal Plastic Toy Company a license to manufacture Matchbox models for sale in Asia. Universal Toys also noticed the slow decline of the kit model industry and began easing out of it. They sold their kit molds and leased the Matchbox name to Revell, Germany around 1990. In 1992, Matchbox Toys, not the model company, but the toy company, was sold to Tyco, and in 1997 it went to Mattel. Matchbox Models was being made by Revell, Germany. There were issues because of the common name, and Revell, Germany had a limited license on the use of that name. In 1998, when Revell's license to use the Matchbox name expired, they simply started making the kits as Revell. They owned the molds and no longer needed Matchbox's rights. I believe the kits were made in China for the Asian market under the Matchbox name until about 2010, because Shanghai Universal Plastic Toys Company still had the license. There is some confusion regarding the Chinese-made copies. They are legal. Shanghai Universal Plastic Toys Company did have a license they obtained in 1990 to manufacture them for domestic sale and sale throughout Asia. These kits were based on the original British kits, but apparently Mattel eventually made a deal with them to prevent any more of them from being sold, but the disposition of the existing kits and the molds is unknown. At least I could not find out what happened to them. So even though the Matchbox Toys name still exists, the Matchbox models, at least in the West, disappeared around 1998. Revell does still occasionally put out the old Matchbox kits under the Revell name, much to the joy of Matchbox fans. So, what is your Matchbox story? I'm Max, and once again, thanks for listening.
Oh, we're the Wingman, and it's nice to meet you too. We're just gonna stand here till you tell us what to do. We're the Wingman, and we ain't got much to say. And if we did, you know that we would fuck it up anyway. We're the Wingman, and we haven't got a clue. So if you're not a wingman, then to hell with you.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Too wide.
Too wide who?
Two. Why'd you let us fly into Saudi today? Cause
we're the Wingman, and we bear all the shame. When flight lead screws the pooch, you can guess who takes the blame. We're the Wingman, and we're tired of keeping sight. We could do just fine without that asshole on the right. We're the Wingman, and we think we have a clue. So if you're not a wingman, then to hell with you.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Too huge.
Too huge who?
Too huge has got the lead on the right.
Oh, we're the tech lead, and we don't. Ah, fuck it. Fox 3. Oh, we're the Wingman, and you know we never miss. We just shot our flight lead down, and now he's fucking pissed. We're the Wingman, and we hate to be alone. Without someone to follow, we would never make it home. We're the Wingman, and we haven't got a clue. So if you're not a wingman, then to hell with you.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Stu.
Stu who?
Stupid American. Tell us everything you know.
Everything?
Yes, everything.
Alright.
Oh, we're the Wingman, and we don't know a thing. If we were to think they'd have our asses in a sling. We're the Wingman, there's no better life than this. Cause knowledge is the power, but ignorance is bliss. We're the Wingman, and we haven't got a clue. So if you're not a wingman, then to hell with